And we see a while ago the Clippers prepared for the task at hand. Thanks for joining us live for NBA basketball on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke.
A fool if I take it off the ground. A smart man if I keep my feet planted to the earth, 'cause the people there.
We've got a chance now for our starting lineups from point guard to center. This game should be a good one. First for Milwaukee, Brandon Knight is out there with Mayo. And it's Sanders in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And it's Caron Butler. And it's Ilyasova in at power forward position. And for the Clippers, CP3 at point with Redick there at the backcourt. And inside at center, along 6'11", the skyscraping big man out of Texas A&M, DeAndre Jordan. Then there's Jared Dudley, and it's Griffin in at the 4 spot.
Boy, you look at the Clippers, and they clearly are one of the most entertaining teams in the NBA. One of the outstanding team shows you'll see. They have fun, they're up and down. But they're a hard-working group, and a lot of that you have to attribute to their leader, Chris Paul.
Tip-off goes to the Clippers. Paul gets a screen from Griffin. Griffin a screen on Knight. Paul with the ball, now guarded by Ilyasova. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. Well, Clark, as you were taking a look at the Clippers, they are a fun team, an amazing product so far with big names all around. But, you know, Steve, they've got to work hand in hand to make sure they're always at their best and not take things for granted.
Well, I think it's still a team that's a work in progress. You've got a young front line in Griffin and DeAndre Jordan, great point guard in Paul, but the new additions have helped. And I think it'll be interesting to see if this team can gel during the playoffs.
I tell you what, guys, I think most NBA fans can think back to last season when DeAndre Jordan had a dunk for the ages. I remember my son reached out to me by text and said, "Did you see what DeAndre did?" And it was major impressive.
He's off on the second. And for DeAndre Jordan, spectacular dunks are nothing new. I read the other day a 9'6" standing reach. He can touch the rim on the tips of his toes.
I read that too. It's interesting. I mean, he's so big and yet so explosive off his feet. So I think he has the ability to be one of the best defensive players in the NBA.
He's off on the first.
You know, when you're in the East, you don't have to necessarily be an above 500 team on the road, but you got to be close to 500. And the Bucks were a solid team on the road, and that's why they made the playoffs.
That's off as well, so he misses both. And Clark, you talk about the Bucks. They went 17-24 on the road last season. That might not be the most impressive mark, but it was still 7th best in the conference in terms of road wins.
Well, the East was pretty weak. We know that. And the Bucks making the playoffs at all was the perfect example of how weak the East was. But look, they can get better. They've got some young talent. They've got some things to be excited about. And one is the play of John Henson, second-year man from North Carolina.
Knight kicks to Mayo. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. And now just over a minute played here in the first. Paul dishes to Griffin. Kicks it to Dudley. There's the 3. The putback and the slam by Blake Griffin.
This is just great anticipation. The putback jam.
Oh, he had some big-time intentions right there.
And those plays will give your team a huge boost.
Got freed up. Nice work off the pick.
The screenplay worked ideally there, and I'm not talking about the screenplay you see in a movie theater. Gave him more than enough room to get that shot off.
Now here's Paul. Always going up for the alley-oop here. And then Griffin with the dunk.
Incredible timing on the alley-oop.
He absolutely hammered it down.
And that's the play we're going to remember when this game is all said and done.
Now Knight. will not go. This is off the front iron. Clippers have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Redick passes to Paul. Griffin sets the screen for Paul. He dishes it to Dudley. Back to Paul. No good. Nice D from Brandon Knight. For Milwaukee, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Mayo kicks to Sanders. Puts it up from 12, and there's Knight. That's good on the assist from Sanders.
Good job there, Kevin, getting himself a little space on the inside.
Paul gets a screen from Griffin. Paul dishes to Griffin. Out to the right wing. Dudley the pass to Jordan. Misses from 6 feet away.
And you got to like the defense inside, really protecting the rim.
Challenging shots and making his presence felt around the rim, that's exactly what he can give you. They really can't allow him too many open looks like that. I mean, that's just inviting trouble.
Paul kicks to Griffin. They double team Griffin. Dudley dishes to Paul. Just 5 on the clock. Oh, trying for it and stolen by Knight. Here's Mayo, and it's blocked by Jordan. Now the Clippers moving it up. Here's Paul. Here's Redick. Rejected by Sanders. Left side, Butler. Baseline J on the way. Connects. The jumper drops.
Well, nice way there to get your first basket of the game.
Clippers trail by 3. Griffin sets the screen for Paul. Feeds to Redick. He kicks it to Griffin. Out of bounds. Milwaukee takes possession.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
Bucks leading by 3. Mayo with it. And he uses the glass on the layup. Mayo's got 5.
Well, he wasn't fazed at all by the bigger man on him. And on the low block, I thought he might be.
You know, Steve, I thought maybe he'd prefer to bring him out to the perimeter, but whatever works, go to it.
So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles. And stolen by Knight. Lets the 3 fly. Can't hit. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. Paul outside. Outside Griffin. Pass to Dudley. Shot to end this cold run. And yes, sir, that one drops.
You know, in Larry Drew's case, it was a bit of an unusual situation once the season concluded. He was in the final year of his deal. The Hawks said we'll interview other candidates and left him free to interview for other head coaching positions, and he landed in Milwaukee. Not much the defense can do once he gets to the bucket.
Clippers trail by 5. Griffin a screen on Knight. Paul kicks to Redick. He's looking for Griffin and finds him. Out to the right wing. 6 to shoot. And stolen by Mayo. Dishes to Knight. Ilyasova inside the line. Rebounded by Redick. Well, Stephen, back to Coach Drew, of course, he ended up signing with the Bucks.
Well, that was an interesting move for him to go from Atlanta to Milwaukee. You know, the Hawks were one of the better defensive teams in the league last year. I think that's what the Bucks saw in Drew.
Oh, look out! Hey.
Wow.
Major League big boy throwdown right there.
And he keeps a tight grip on that rim after the finish.
And maybe that'll give this team a little bit of their edge back.
And that last replay courtesy of Kia. Milwaukee leading by 5. And now Doris Burke has an update from the sideline.
Hey, Kevin, I caught up with Coach Doc Rivers. He said that one of the challenges they're very conscious of in this matchup is scoring despite the shot blocking. He said, you know jumpers like to jump, so we've got to show them some pump fakes, get them up in the air, and that should allow us to get to the line or create easier looks inside. Kevin, we'll see how it works.
Thanks for that report, Doris. Guys, do you think we'll see game planning early on that might end up developing through the game as far as getting through this very tough defense?
I think there's almost no question that what they're doing offensively at the beginning of the game will change several times before we're finished.
Well, that's what the defense they're facing forces you to do. You have to be ready to adjust and make some changes. It's too complex a defensive scheme to just attack it one set way.
And Paul gets it to go in.
Beautiful finger roll to cap that drive off. He knows how to finish with some flair and flavor, guy.
Up top, Knight, defended by Paul. Knight passes to Ilyasova. Back to Knight, fires the 3. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. To the wing right side. Griffin sets the screen for Paul. And he gets it to go. And now it's just a 4-point Milwaukee lead.
Well, he's found his game and his rhythm this quarter. He's gotten into a nice groove.
Ball against Knight. Pass to Butler. The jump hook. That's good. Butler's got his second bucket. For Los Angeles, they've gone 7 of 13, just over 50% from the floor. Some good looks. Paul gets a screen from Griffin, shoots off the screen, and again, it's Chris Paul.
Well, he's been a real positive factor for them today, although, as a team, they've had a lot of negatives mixed in there as well.
And here's Mayo from beyond the arc. That's good. Mayo's got 8 points.
Kevin, you look at how they've built this lead, and one reason is their outstanding shooting from beyond the arc. That's always a weapon.
The drive by Paul. And that one's good. 10 points for him.
Nice start for him. 5 of his first 7 shots he's made.
Milwaukee leading by 5. Now Knight. He's got 9. Tips it. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Now, sometimes offensive rebounds are lucky, but he anticipates and gets to the right spot before the shot goes up.
Los Angeles calls timeout. Clark, as you say, they're really lighting it up from outside.
On fire,
Yeah.
as you would say. You can tell they're feeling it. They're in a nice flow. They're doing a good job of shooting in rhythm, stepping into those shots. They're getting good shots and good rotation of the ball, and then they're knocking down their shots.
And the Bucks with some changes. John Henson's checked in for Ilyasova. Delfino comes in for Caron Butler. And Luke Ridnour subbed in for Brandon Knight. Now here's Collison. Jamison with a screen on Ridnour. Collison against Ridnour. Mullins. And it's blocked by Pachulia. Out of bounds, Clippers ball as the Clippers keep possession. There's Crawford with the 3, and the shot is good. Crawford's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
Well, there's plenty to like about him as a player, but one thing that really stands out is the quick trigger. He can catch the ball in space, defenders all over him, but in an instant, lets that shot go, and he is accurate.
And he is an extremely skilled player attacking off the dribble, too. I mean, he's got a great pull-up jumper as well, Steve.
Ridnour against Collison. Launches it. Ridnour with the rebound.
Boy, he's got a nice-looking stroke. That almost went in.
Yeah, a lot of times he'll hit that shot regardless of the defense.
Now here's Dudley. By Delfino.
Boy, extremely opportunistic defense leading to those points there.
That dunk clock coming within seconds of the steal.
Love the way they convert from defense to offense.
But that's what happens when you get all 5 guys on a string defensively, ready to react and make a play.
He doesn't have the elite speed or shooting ability to be an impact starter, but Luke Rittenauer, with his experience in the league, the way he can run an offense, his ball handling skills, and his three-point shot making ability, is ideally suited to be a backup point guard and a very effective one for any team in the league.
Collison against Rittenauer. Here's Mullins, nails the baby hook.
Everybody on the floor is hot. Incredible stuff here in the early stages.
Tell you what, both teams playing downhill. Who's going to blink first?
And Rittenauer's three-point percentage has fallen off the last few seasons, Steve, but he's still one of the top mid-range shooters in the game.
Yes, he is. Former 14th overall pick out of Oregon back in 2003. You know, defensively, he can sometimes be at a disadvantage, but he's really carved out a nice, long career.
Nails the wide-open jump shot. And the Bucks lead by 5.
That's a clean look they gave him there, fellas, and he drains those.
Collison kicks to Jamison. The pass to Mullins. Outside for Jamison. The shot. Oh, that's blocked. But they recover it. 4 on the clock over Pachulia. Another miss by Jamison.
No breathing room at all to take that shot.
Rejected by Jamison, but he gets it back. Mayo, and that's for 2. Finds himself wide open and drills it. Mayo's got 13.
Doing a great job here, able to create some second chance points with their extra effort and hustle.
Passes it to Mullins. And there's the call on Pachulia. That's his first foul.
First personal foul, third team foul.
Here's Collison. Looking for his first basket still in this one. And there's the feed to Dudley. That ball's great assist by Darren Collison.
Gotta love the inside-out game there, guys.
Now here's Mayo. Outside Delfino. Good. Delfino's got himself on the board with 3 there.
Right back at you. They immediately get those 3 points back.
Trading punches, that's how you answer.
Offense, the order of the day. And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for the Bucks.
Boy, you have to admire their intensity in the paint defensively. I mean, really contesting and even blocking shots. Definitely a factor early.
And another thing they've been doing right is converting a lot of second chance opportunities. I love the hustle and the effort.
Rittenauer kicks to Mayo. Puts it up. And all around the rim that time before dropping in. Rittenauer's got the opening field goal of the second quarter for the Bucks. Collison kicks to Dudley. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
Jared Dudley out of Boston College in his 7th season already. A smart vet who knows where to be defensively. He knocks down shots. I like his game. He's a winning player because he does a lot of little things and is always ready to step into his role.
The first free throw is good. And for Jared Dudley, Steve, you had a chance to be around him in your time in Phoenix.
Yeah, traded for him. That was the Raja Bell, Boris Diaw for Jason Richardson and Dudley trade. Pretty good deal for both teams, really. But Dudley came into his own when he arrived in Phoenix, developed that three-point shot, but had always been a guy respected for his defense, for his work ethic, and his basketball IQ.
Former ACC Player of the Year. Rittenauer against Collison. Rittenauer dishes to Delfino. Good. And the assist goes to Rittenauer. Delfino's got the lead up to 9 now for the Bucks.
Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Yeah, absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding. They are piling up the assists.
No good from Jordan.
You know, he can be a little hesitant near the rim. We saw it there. If the defense offers just a little bit of resistance, he doesn't take it up quite strong enough.
That's good.
Very well executed pick to give him all kinds of space to get that one off.
Collison up top. He's guarded by Ridnow. And with that, the Bucks lead is cut down now to just 10 on the basket from Crawford.
The number of points they've scored in the paint already today is pretty eye-opening, Steve.
Oh, it's off the charts. It really is. And defensively, I mean, they have to start shutting down some of those lanes to the hoop.
Knight for three. And again, Milwaukee with the triple.
They can't afford to give him that kind of look.
Well, it came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you got to fight over the top of that.
The dish to Dudley. Sanders with the steal. And up the court come the Bucks on the break. Ridnow is running. Milwaukee shooting their third and fourth free throw shots of the night.
Well, last year collectively, I mean, this team shot 74% from the free throw line. Pretty low number.
And, you know, whenever they get into a stretch where it looked like maybe they would turn it around at the line, they would immediately take a step back.
That's good from Ridnow.
Well, after a brief two-year drought, the Bucks got back to the playoffs this past season, but it wasn't pretty once they got there. With several guarantees from players about upsetting the Heat, they didn't win a single game and were swept by the Miami Heat.
Ilyasova, he's checked in for Milwaukee. Butler comes in for Carlos Delfino. Both free throws good from Ridnow. Back to the Bucks in the playoffs. In every aspect, they were overmatched by the Heat, and no one really thought they would upset them. But many thought, Steve, that they would at least get a game.
Well, I wasn't one of them, Kevin. I thought they were overmatched from the start. And you could tell in that series, Miami wasn't even interested until the fourth quarter. They knew they could just flip a switch and beat this Milwaukee team. And that's exactly what they did.
Milwaukee leading by 13. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, over to you.
Guys, what an amazing transformation for the Clippers since the acquisition of all-star point guard Chris Paul. They're coming off their best regular season in franchise history and now are considered a title contender. But Paul is far from satisfied. He said, "I don't really even think about all that. My mind is always on, what can we do to be better? What's next? Who's next?" I think when you start feeling good about yourself, you stop thinking about moving forward. Guys, he's always in hot pursuit of that first ring.
And credit him for keeping his concentration on his job. Doris, good story. Thanks. Griffin kicks to Jordan. Nice pass. Right into the rack perfectly for the layup.
They are not rotating nearly quickly enough on defense down low. Got to get quicker there.
And even if it costs them some foul trouble, I mean, they need to start putting some bodies on bodies. Be physical.
Clippers trail by 13. Paul passes to Jordan. Paul dishes to Reddick. There's Paul. Again, Los Angeles.
Defense just has to fight over the top of those screens.
Especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, he doesn't miss too many open shots.
Ridnow gets a screen from Ilyasova. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. Ridnour's got 6 points in the quarter.
Well, it looks like he's finally found his footing in this game. His first quarter was a real struggle, but he's gotten it going now.
Jordan, the rim-rattling two-handed jam.
A top-notch offensive rebounder. Clark, it seems like he's always around the ball.
Yeah, it sure does, Steve. One of those guys you've got to find when the shot goes up. Get your body on him or he'll embarrass you.
Ridnour kicks to Ilyasova. Feeds to Sanders. The shot will not go. The Clippers have gone 5 of 7 from the field here in the second. Griffin sets the screen for Paul. Gets it down to single digits. Paul's got 14.
They've been getting it inside at every opportunity and getting results, too.
It's a great formula. And it's really a sign that the offense is clicking.
Kicks to Ridnour. He feeds it to Sanders. Just 5 to shoot. That one off the back iron and out. Clippers trail by 9. Griffin a screen on Knight. Redick with it, and it's Knight picking him up. Redick passes to Crawford. Down low. Redick with the bucket. Redick's got his second basket.
It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
Yeah, they're making the right play. They're working together, and they're just looking for the best shot they can every possession.
Ridnour gets a screen from Ilyasova. And again, the Bucks miss.
I'll tell you what, the mid-range shot is not the easiest one to make, but when you've got daylight like he had there, I mean, those are shots you want to make.
Crawford drives in, and the shot is good. Now just a 5-point Bucks lead. Ilyasova sets a screen for Knight. He dishes it to Butler. That's good. The assist that time from Knight. 6 points for Caron Butler.
He had a whole lot of space to get that shot off.
Yeah, I don't think the defender did a good job there of getting over the top of the screen.
And stolen by Ilyasova. Ridnour kicks to Butler. And another basket for Milwaukee.
He's been key for this team's offense, the way he's distributed the ball.
Yeah, you know, the offense is just moving through him, Steve, no doubt.
Griffin a screen on Knight. Paul gets a screen from Griffin. Paul with the ball. Now guarded by Ilyasova. Sanders with the steal. And now it's Knight running. He can go all the way. Finished off the break. And now an 11-point Bucks lead.
You know, regardless of who starts the break, it seems like he's usually the one to finish it.
And that's because of how well he attacks the rim on the dead run.
And Griffin slams it in.
Yeah, he went for a little extra on that one.
Well, he usually doesn't finish soft, obviously. You know, he can when necessary, sure, but not that soft.
Not when you can throw it down like that.
The shot by Knight, no good.
Well, I'm sure Chris Paul not happy with how last season ended. He's hungry for a title. But a franchise best in wins for the Clippers, and for CP3, another great season statistically, I think he's got to take some solace in that.
Well, offensively, he's taken a solid opening quarter and just built on it here in the second.
Here's Knight. An easy layup after coming off the pick. Knight's got 12 points now in the quarter.
You know, it seems like when they've gone to him, he's really come through. And that's not something they should get away from.
And for Chris Paul last season, a career low in minutes, with a great backup behind him and Eric Bledsoe.
Yeah, even when Paul missed those 12 games with an injury, the Clippers did fine without him. But now Bledsoe is on to Phoenix after the trade. Darren Collison steps into that backup role, and we'll see how he's able to fare.
And here is Knight. 21 points in the game. Ilyasova sets a screen for Knight. Off the pick. No good off the front iron. Clippers trail by 7. Paul with the ball, and it's Knight picking him up. Paul dishes to Griffin. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Paul's got his 4th assist in this one.
And they're beginning to fall apart a little bit defensively, especially inside.
Well, that's 4 straight buckets now at the rim.
Ridnour passes to Ilyasova. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. There's the foul against the Clippers.
Well, you know, a big new contract, guys, for Ersan Ilyasova going into last season, and he terrified everybody in Milwaukee with a terrible start, but regained his confidence in January and finished the season strong.
That free throw good from Ilyasova. And going back to the rough start for Ilyasova, not uncommon for players to struggle after getting that big new contract.
Yeah, I've seen it time and again. Players putting a lot of pressure on themselves, trying to live up to the money. But in most cases, the coaches just want the player to do what he does already and what got him here in the first place.
Here's what Milwaukee's going with right now. Pachulia comes in for Sanders. And it's Mayo in for Luke Ridnour. No good on the second, so he hits 1 of 2.
You know, they've changed their game here in the second, getting a little bit more physical, playing with some toughness now.
And, you know, this lead is going to grow if they can continue to get to the free throw line.
And Reddick kicks to Paul. Pulls up, high post. Another one falls for the Clippers.
This quarter has brought out the best in him, fellas. Even though they're still trailing, he's been impossible to contain.
Here's Butler. That's good. The assist that time from Knight. And that's 11 points for Butler.
He had a whole lot of space to get that shot off.
Yeah, I don't think the defender did a good job there of getting over the top of the screen.
Crawford outside. Fires the 3. Good. Crawford's got 12.
Right back at you. They immediately get those 3 points back.
Trading punches, that's how you answer.
Here's Butler. No good on the 3. Clippers trail by 4. Paul goes in. And he gets it to go. Paul's got 22.
Really not hard to see why they're giving up points on this run. I mean, they've just given them too many looks inside.
Yeah, I mean, they're just getting pounded in there. The defense not offering much resistance. They've got to force the ball back out to the perimeter. He is bombing it today. How many more threes are we going to see from him?
Well, we've already seen plenty. The majority of his points have come on that shot.
He kicks it to Mullins, and he gets the bucket. 6 points for him. Here's Knight. He's got 21. Launches a 3. It's hauled in by the Clippers.
You know, they haven't been able to open up a big lead, but the rebounds are starting to add up for them. They may be able to pull away a little bit.
Yeah, they've been doing the dirty work inside, Steve, playing a very tough brand of basketball.
Paul. Count the bucket. And now just a 1-point Milwaukee lead.
That was the 3rd straight high percentage look this defense has allowed. I mean, these defenders have got to start bumping bodies in the paint. Be more physical, be more aggressive.
I agree, Clark, but it doesn't look like they have the will to do that at this moment.
Los Angeles has gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. And Reddick kicks to Paul. Pass to Mullins. The drive by Paul. Outside for Jamison. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. Mullins, no good. Milwaukee's gone 4 of 7 on 3-point shots in the second quarter. Dishes to Pachulia. Releases. Offensive rebound.
Great look. Disappointing result.
You know, most times he knocks that one down.
Butler against Paul. Crawford kicks to Paul. And it's sent back by Knight. Mayo off the pick from Pachulia. Crawford with the steal. And the go-ahead bucket, no good. 2-for-1 chance here.
Yeah, let's see if they use the clock to their advantage.
Knight kicks to Pachulia. The pass to Ilyasova. Out to the right wing. From past the arc. Yes, and Knight with the assist that time. And the Bucks lead by 4.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Well, if you just looked at assist as the measuring stick, they've been by far the better team.
Mullins dishes to Reddick. Clock at 6. Pass to Crawford. Some solid defense from Butler.
Boy, I tell you what, guys, he's an extremely strong finisher. I'm surprised he wasn't able to power that through the defense.
And the first half ends in a close one. Bucks ahead. They're up by 4. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Thank you, Kevin. Coach Drew, I know you like to talk an awful lot about pace. Clearly your team is in control here. How do you think they did controlling the pace of this ball game?
I thought we did a good job with it. I thought we ran at the opportune time. We missed some easy shots. Our defense has been pretty good. Getting off to a fast start was important, but the pace, I like it a lot.
Coach, thank you. Guys, overall, he's pretty pleased.
All right, Doris, thank you. And stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter underway.
Now, presented by Sprint.
And coming your way now, the Monday edition of our halftime show. Let's get it started. The Milwaukee Bucks have the lead against the Clippers. The three-point shooting, ridiculous. They're knocking down everything. Brandon Knight playing great through 2 quarters. At the break, 21 points and has been on the mark from deep so far. And battling nonstop, the Los Angeles Clippers. A dominating performance offensively. They're getting everything they want. Just a ridiculous first half for Chris Paul. His shooting percentage off the charts right now. He's got the magic touch from the field, no question about it. That's all we've got here. Now, back to Kevin, Steve, Clark, and Doris for the second half.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
Welcome back to Los Angeles, California, the second biggest city in the U.S.
You know, Paul is playing really well. He's got 24 points, and the assist numbers tremendous.
His court vision, Clark, has been phenomenal. I mean, he could not be passing the ball any better than he is right now.
Milwaukee leading by 4.
You know, you go through the regular season, guys, and set all sorts of records for your franchise and wins and winning streaks and all that. You win your division for the first time ever, your first 50-win season, and what do you get for it? Bounced in the first round of the playoffs. It's still progress, though, and I think the Clippers will use that for motivation this season.
Passes to Redick. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. Clark, as you said, the Clippers got up 2-zip on the Grizzlies, but all of a sudden it came to a crashing halt. As Steve, they dropped 4 consecutive games, and just like that, we're out of the postseason.
Yeah, injuries played a part. Blake Griffin sprained his ankle, but I think the Clippers were exposed a little bit too. They're limited offensively on the front line and maybe not quite enough shooting, but that's why they made the moves in the offseason, and they're looking to pick up and make some improvement in that regard.
And both free throws good for Redick.
One of the things that really jumps out at you about the Clippers is their depth. Really impressive. I mean, they've surrounded their stars with a bench that includes Jamal Crawford, who was second in the voting for 6th Man of the Year. They've got a nice second unit.
Mayo drives in. He drains it from the right block. Mayo's got 18 points in the game. Clippers trail by 7. Paul outside. Outside Griffin. And the rejection by Sanders. Knight with it. He's picked up by Paul. And the shot is good. And it's a 9-point Bucks lead. And we talk about the bench for the Clippers last season. Also guys like Matt Barnes and Lamar Odom. Steve, some good defensive tenacity there too.
Yeah, they had an edge. You know, Barnes really gave them some toughness and some grit. I thought Crawford's shooting gave them some balance where they had a good offense to go with good defense. And then Bledsoe slashing. They were a lot of fun to watch, that bench shooting.
Here's Knight. The Clippers grab the miss. Paul's got his 3rd rebound on the night.
Now still a great start to the half after hitting their first 3 even before that miss.
Griffin's shot is off.
Still a bit chilly from the field at the start of this 3rd quarter. 1 of 4 so far.
Let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, what do you have?
Guys, Doc Rivers, the new head coach of the Los Angeles Clippers, said after last season, quote, "There were times last year when they were the best team in the league. So I clearly think this is an extremely talented basketball team. But can we do that now in the postseason as opposed to just the regular season? That'll be the true test, gentlemen."
Yeah, a championship mentality, Doris. Good point. Thanks. Ball against Ilyasova. Jordan the pass to Redick. 6 to shoot. And it's Paul penetrating.
It has not been an easy quarter for him, at least offensively speaking.
A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the 3rd quarter. Here's Knight. Takes it into the teeth of the D and converts the layup. Knight's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Coming out strong here in the 3rd quarter. That's 4 for 5 shooting for this team.
Los Angeles calls timeout.
Well, you know, the Bucks thought they had a plan to make a big push forward by pairing some talent together in the backcourt, but what seems to have happened is they are now mired in mediocrity, which is exactly where you don't want to be.
Clippers trail by 9. They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, that's right. Kevin, the offense has basically been running in place.
They got to get going. And back to Minnesota. They were the 8th seed in the East last year, but still finished 6 games under 500. Still a lot of work for them to get above 500 and be in a position where, Steve, they are, competing for home court in the playoffs.
Yeah, a lot of changes for the Bucks in the offseason, but a team that was able to sneak in last year. They're hopeful to make it once again this season, but it feels like they're kind of stuck in the middle right now.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
During that break, Coach Rivers had some words for his team. The strategy included running the offense through Griffin. Coach reminded them that he is supposed to be the key factor tonight, and he still wants to see that happen. Well, they need to make something happen before the start of the 4th quarter, and maybe those changes will do the trick, Kevin.
Always great to hear from you, Doris. 9 for 3. Rebound by Reddick. Reddick's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. And there's the feed to Dudley. Will it go? Rebounded by the Bucks. Mayo's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Sanders with a screen on Dudley. And play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen.
Yeah, good call there. You could tell he was moving into the defender when he tried to set the screen.
Yeah, lowered that shoulder, dipped right into him, too. I mean, he was going to be called on that foul either way.
Darren Collison, he's checked in for the Clippers. To the wing on the left. Paul with the 3. That falls. Great assist by Darren Collison. 27 points for Chris Paul. And Milwaukee calls their first time out of the game.
With all of the on-court skills that Chris Paul possesses, perhaps his greatest attribute is the leadership he brings to a team. He just has a way about bringing guys together, encouraging them while also challenging them and holding them accountable.
Carlos Delfino's checked in for Milwaukee. Here's Mayo. Blake Griffin pulls it in. Griffin's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Go back to that leadership that Chris Paul provides. I saw that some last year in the general manager category said that he might be the best single leader on any team in the NBA.
I would agree with that. He's just a dominant presence out there, despite the fact that he's kind of short, but he just understands his point guard's role. Passionate about the game, smart basketball player, and loves to play.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Guys, well, Larry Drew had some advice for his team over that last break. He's looking for some old-fashioned offense right now. He wants the pick and roll to be the centerpiece of their game plan at that end of the floor. Those could prove to be crucial changes to their strategy with this game getting ready to enter the stretch drive, Kevin.
And thank you, Doris. That free throw missing.
Talk about complete control. Everything working in this one for Knight. He's got 30 points, and he's hit 4 from beyond the arc. A weapon with those 3-point shots.
Yeah, you said it. I mean, he is using the long-range jumper to deadly effect, Clark.
Henson's checked in for the Bucks. And he sinks the second.
Surprisingly, the Bucks were one of the better teams from the East against the West last season, 14-16, which was better than most teams in the East, and part of why they were able to make it into the playoffs.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Clippers will retain possession. Rick Ridenour's checked in for Knight. Ridenour against Paul. It's Jordan on the wing. Just 2 to shoot. There's the block. But he stays with it. And they'll turn it over. Could not get off a shot. 24-second violation. Bucks leading by 12. Well, back to the Bucks. With their small backcourt, they could have nights where they could just run teams to death, and they were able to take advantage of a few teams like that.
Well, the main thing is that they weren't afraid of anyone. Ellis and Jennings would just try to run the ball down your throat, but in the end, it wasn't a combination that the Bucks felt confident with, and that's why they were willing to let Ellis and Jennings go.
Here's Collison, kicks it out to Paul. Second shot opportunity, rebound by Delfino.
That's terrific defense right there to prevent from converting in close.
And out of bounds as the Clippers gain possession. And the nation of intimidation right in front of us here, guys, on this overlay. Let's take a moment here for the career leaders in blocks per game, some giants of the NBA.
Well, that's what you'd expect, right? Mark Eaton, 7'4", Manute Bol, 7'7". I mean, those are specialists right there. And then you have more all-around big guys like Hakeem Olajuwon, David Robinson. And I'll tell you what, if you're averaging around 3 blocks a game, well, that's top tier.
The shot's good from Paul.
Yeah, he's been the key cog in their offense with the way he shot the ball.
His percentage today beyond impressive. Certainly not his fault the score is what it is.
Ridnour with it, and Griffin picks him up defensively.
Yeah, no excuses there. Got a really good look at the basket after being freed up by the pick.
We say it all the time. The execution was excellent. The result not as good, but good ball moving anyway.
And with that, the Bucks lead is cut down now to just 7 on the basket from Chris Paul. Milwaukee's gone into the three-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. Here's Ridnour. Terrific design on the big play, and he lays it in. Ridnour's got 10.
The second he got around the pick and shook his man, it was straight to the bucket for the easy deuce. Very, very well done.
Collison against Ridnour. Griffin kicks to Dudley. Lays it in without an inch of room around him. 9 points in the game so far. Bucks leading by 7. Ridnour gets a screen from Ilyasova. Ridnour with it, and Griffin picks him up defensively. Ilyasova hits the bucket.
And that assist earned him a little nod from his teammate after the basket.
Los Angeles is gone 5 of 8 from three-point land. 15 points and a deep ball for them tonight. Paul goes in. Nice D from Henson. Bucks have gone 8 of 13 on shot attempts to begin the second half. Got a piece of it. It's taken away by Collison. It's going to be out of bounds. Los Angeles will retain possession. And the Bucks making a change here. Here's Dudley. Makes good on the step-back jumper. Dudley's got 11 points.
I'll tell you what, he's made more than a few of those in his career.
Now Delfino. He's got 5. Mayo off the pick from Pachulia. Mayo into the lane. 6 on the shot clock. The dish to Pachulia. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. 20 points for O.J. Mayo.
You know, of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is major smash mouth basketball, guys.
Love it. Old school. Just physical play in the paint. Dominate.
Ridnour with it. 10 points for him. Feeds to Pachulia. Nice ball movement by Milwaukee. Ridnour kicks to Henson. That's good. And it's Ridnour picking up the assist. And it's an 11-point Bucks lead.
Boy, they've been so sound offensively in the second half. I love the way they're playing.
Yeah, there's really no comparison in the shooting percentages between the teams since the break.
Jamison kicks to Mullins. Lets it go from 11. Again, Los Angeles.
Boy, he really used his height there.
He sure did, Steve. I mean, a nice touch on that shot.
Now, here's Ridnour. Offensive rebound. Kicks to Pachulia. It's O.J. Mayo on the wing. Mayo off the pick from Pachulia. There's the screen. Mayo with it. and Crawford picks him up defensively. Henson's shot is off.
Well, for John Henson, the 14th pick of the 2012 NBA draft out of North Carolina, he really was caught in a bit of a logjam in Milwaukee. There were a lot of players at his position, the power forward spot, on their roster last season, and that kept him from getting extended minutes.
To the left wing. And here is Ridnour. He's got 10. Can't hit. Jamison with the defensive effort. And Clark, you mentioned for John Henson, tough to get minutes his rookie season, but Steve, per minute, his numbers were very impressive.
Well, if you look at Henson, he's one of those guys who just fills up the stat sheet. I mean, he's going to have numbers in just about every category. Incredibly long, active defender, can guard multiple positions, and he can score around the basket on putbacks.
Ridnour kicks to Pachulia. Delfino dishes to Ridnour from the arc. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. Here's Crawford. That's good. And now it's only a 5-point Milwaukee lead.
So far, going for more of an inside game here in the second half, and I like that. A little smash mouth basketball, taking it inside.
Delfino passes to Pachulia. Here's Henson. Good. And the assist goes to Ridnour. Ridnour's got 9 assists in the game. Great passing. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Mullins. No good. Nice D from Pachulia. Bucks leading by 7. Ridnour kicks to Delfino. Jamison against Mayo. Mayo off the pick from Pachulia. Mayo into the lane. Pachulia dishes to Ridnour. Nice D from Crawford. And offensively, a great show for the fans through the first 3 quarters. It's been a fun game to watch. Bucks lead by 7. Don't go anywhere. The final quarter is coming up next on 2K Sports. And as we end the third quarter, a great game. Both teams playing well. Here's Paul. Griffin sets the screen for Paul. He feeds it to Jordan. Reddick passes to Paul. Got a piece of it. Sanders with the steal. Right with it. He's picked up by Paul. Knight kicks to Ilyasova. Off target from 3-point range. Clippers trail by 7. Paul outside. Griffin a screen on Sanders. Paul. And goaltending is going to be the call. So they get the basket there anyway.
He thought he had that one clean, but the ref saw it differently. They'll count the basket.
Milwaukee leading by 5. 1 minute now into this fourth quarter. Ilyasova sets a screen for Knight. Outside Mayo from past the arc. Rebound by the Clippers. Crawford's got 6 rebounds here tonight.
It's been a tale of 2 halves. Our guys, he was on fire from long range in the first half, but not so much here in the second.
Good, and Paul gets the assist. 19 points for Crawford.
He's really looking to stretch this lead out, even with the cushion they have. Still letting it fly from long range. I love the aggressiveness.
Ilyasova, a screen on Paul. Pass to Mayo from deep, and the shot is good. Mayo's got 23 points.
And that's his first 3 of the second half after really lighting it up beyond the arc in the first.
Paul right side. Over to the wing. Reddick dishes to Jordan. Just 5 on the clock. And that is good. Crawford's got 9 points now in just the second half.
Boy, don't you just admire that tenacity he shows out on the floor.
Here's Mayo. Now Knight. Out to the wing. Good. Knight's got 33.
He has really punished these defenders today. No matter who's been on him, he's been giving them medicine.
Right side, Griffin. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot two.
Last year, Blake's stats were down, but I thought his impact on the floor was about the same. With that said, in order for him to really take the next step, he's got to be able to knock down the perimeter shot with consistency.
That free throw, no good. Of course, Blake Griffin played a career low in minutes last season. The team looking to save him for the postseason.
And then, ironically enough, he ends up with a badly sprained ankle during that series with Memphis. So things just didn't go quite well for the Clippers or for Griffin in the playoffs. But they had a great regular season, best record in franchise history.
Good on the second free throw.
Check out the game for Blake Griffin. He's got 11 points, and they've got to be happy with his work on the glass, too.
Oh, they have to be. I mean, he's not giving up any ground in the paint, and when the ball goes up, I mean, it's his.
Knight kicks to Sanders. The Bucks working the ball around. Back to Mayo. Tries from 16. Again, Mayo missing. Clippers trail by 4. And Redick kicks to Paul. Paul gets a screen from Jordan. And again, no good by the Clippers. Milwaukee's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Into Ilyasova. And he drops in the layup off the glass. And the Bucks lead by 6.
Well, since we hit half number 2, he's finally come around. The first half was not his best, obviously.
And it's Paul penetrating. He dishes it to Jordan. Rejected by Sanders. Mayo against Paul. Outside Mayo. He kicks it to Knight. Dishes to Ilyasova. Knight passes to Mayo. Mayo left side. That one wide left. Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure. You know, even though he's bite-sized compared to the big men on the floor, he's done some really tall work on the board.
The pass to Ilyasova. Another miss by Ilyasova. Clippers trail by 6. Paul left side. Into Jordan. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. 8 points for Jordan.
You know, it's really going to be all about hard work from this point on. And they worked hard to create that high-quality shot right there.
Yeah, and that's their goal down the stretch. Continue to find those close-range shots.
Now a timeout called by Milwaukee.
Well, he looks like he wants to toy around with some of their sets and matchups here.
You know, I don't think you can afford to go through a whole game doing the same thing over and over, and you have to be able to adjust on the fly, just like he's doing here.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Over that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear what Larry Drew said to his team. He gave his guys the green light to keep firing from downtown, telling them, listen, I like the work you're doing out there. Keep finding those gaps on the perimeter. They're giving us open shots.
And as always, Doris, thank you. Jordan with the block. Now here's Redick, the fast break opportunity. There's the block. Butler with the ball. Pass to Knight. Back to Butler. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist. And the Bucks lead by 6. And a chance now to catch up on some numbers here. The hustle stats for the Bucks.
Contested shots and block shots. They're bread and butter defensively. They're giving up no easy looks.
And another thing they're doing is really taking advantage of fast break opportunities, scoring some easy baskets.
Passes it to Ilyasova. Back to Knight. There's the feed to Sanders. Yes, and Knight with the assist that time.
Boy, what a display of offense we've seen today, and it's only getting better.
Well, both defenses have been on their heels all day, and it's begun to take its toll.
And it's Paul penetrating, banked in off the glass. Paul's got 38 points.
Boy, he's making it look really easy right now. I expect them to continue to run the offense through him until the defense makes them change plans.
Ilyasova sets a screen for Knight. And he gets it to go. Knight's got 4 this quarter.
Man, a gaping hole in the defense that time, and he didn't waste any time getting through it.
Griffin a screen on Knight. He lobs up the alley-oop pass, and Griffin slams it in.
You can see the eye contact there. Gave a little nod and then burst to the rim for the alley-oop slam.
No doubt, Clark. A pair of teammates with a terrific feel for each other out on the floor.
And what a play to make in a close game, a potential momentum builder.
Knight gets a screen from Ilyasova. Knight dishes to Ilyasova. Had the space there, but it's offline.
And he continues to search for his rhythm. It's eluded him to this point.
Paul against Sanders. Paul kicks to Griffin. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
Griffin is doing amazing things on the court and off the court. I mean, his charisma and sense of humor really have made him one of the more marketable players in the entire league.
And that one misses. Going back to Griffin, he spent a summer interning with an LA-based comedy website I'm reading here. I didn't know that.
Yeah, he has a love for comedy, and, you know, playing in LA, that's a great opportunity for him to work on the entertainment side of things. And, of course, he does have a real job with the Clippers. He's got to focus there.
He does. You know, but those commercials he's in are funny.
They are good.
Yeah, they're good. And the second free throw, good. Now, here is Knight. Ilyasova sets a screen for Knight. The dish now to Ilyasova. Mayo off the pick from Ilyasova. Mayo kicks to Butler. Out of bounds, the Clippers take possession. Here is Paul. Guy's just a basket away from a 40-point game.
Man, he's been really something. How about this performance, Steve?
Oh, unstoppable. I mean, what a game. It's just so much fun to watch an offensive player just in the flow like this.
And here is Knight. Mayo into the lane. Fires the 3. The shot will not go. And it's the Clippers taking it the other way. Guys, they've been getting it done.
They sure have been. I mean, really looking good and sharp offensively.
Yeah, knocking down the open shots and really getting a nice flow to their game.
The leader, and the shot is good. Mayo's got 9 points now in just the second half.
He made that one tougher than it had to be. Didn't really need to lean in.
Paul gets a screen from Griffin. Paul kicks to Doug. And unable there to get the go-ahead bucket.
Very little success for him behind the arc today. Just 1 3-pointer in the first half and still none in the second.
And Brandon Knight the bucket on the assist by Mayo. And now a 4-point Bucks lead.
Great unspoken communication between teammates leading to the nice assist and the easy score.
There's Paul. And it's good off the back of the rim and in. Paul's got 40 points. Here's Knight. Mayo, the pass to Knight. Ilyasova, a screen on Paul. Knight dishes to Ilyasova. Shot clock at 6. And it's good. Walk through contact, hits the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
They got to bring the double team on him.
Yeah, I would have expected to see that already, Clark.
Jamal Crawford, he's checked in for J.J. Redick.
Well, Brandon Knight out of Kentucky is more of a combo guard than a pure point when you look at him offensively. But with his long arms and good athleticism and at 6'3", I think there's a lot of upside for him at the defensive end of the floor. I think he's a guy that could defend 1 and 2s effectively.
Here's Paul. Tries again. A stupendous finish in traffic. Paul's got 42 in the game.
They need to try to find some more opportunities here in the second half. They've not been as active on the offensive glass.
And for Brandon Knight offensively, he's still trying to figure it out.
I think he's best as a spot-up shooter. I mean, he does have some point guard skills. He's got some athleticism, but he's really an excellent outside shooter when he's got time to set up.
Here's Crawford. Sinks that one from the post. Now just a 1-point Bucks lead.
Guys, that time he went for the fancy finish for us there, man. That was sweet.
Knight with it. Chris Paul covering. Dudley against Mayo. Right side, Butler drops it in from 14 feet away. Butler's got 4 points this quarter.
He is setting this place on fire, fellas. This shooting has been off the charts.
Paul kicks to Crawford. The shot's good from Griffin.
He was one step ahead of the defense when he fired that pass for the assist.
Now a timeout called by Milwaukee. They're in front by 1. 1:51 left in the game. And so it's Milwaukee now. The biggest lead of the game, 15 points. The offensive rebound. Sanders' shot is off.
That was a pretty simple shot to execute. Just couldn't get it to go.
Paul passes to Griffin. Dudley with it. Butler covering. And Dudley kicks to Griffin. Poked away. And it's out of bounds. The Clippers able to retain possession here. Los Angeles calls timeout. They're behind by 1. We've got 1:23 left in the fourth quarter. Shot clock at 2. The 3 from Dudley. Larry Sanders with the rebound.
He certainly didn't take advantage of the poor defense, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
No, that's for sure, because this guy's too good of a shooter to miss that look consistently. He has really put his foot on the pedal this quarter, doing a tremendous job leading their offense.
Al Paul. And stolen by Ilyasova. Butler against Dudley. Money!
This is what you love, guys. Superb defense. A great steal, and just like that, they add 2 points to this narrow lead.
And you just cannot afford to give up plays like that at this stage of a tight ball game, guys.
And the slam by Blake Griffin.
Incredible timing on the alley-oop.
He absolutely hammered it down.
And that's the play we're going to remember when this game is all said and done.
Clark, they'll be trying to take as much time off the clock as they can.
Exactly. Expect to see some long possessions out of them going forward.
Griffin on the double team. And that'll be Milwaukee as it goes out of bounds. Bucks retain possession.
Yeah, so close to picking that pass off, guys.
At least he got a hand on it. He did what he needed to do to make sure it didn't hit the target.
And the Clippers making a switch here. Redick is checked in. Clock is at 3. Connects!
Well, even with the double team, he had the vision to find the open man.
Los Angeles calls timeout. They trailed by 5. 24 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And here are the Clippers now. Griffin. Help!
Oh, Nelly. Listen to that.
That shot eliciting a roar from this gigantic crowd.
That was huge, guys. Absolutely huge.
And they commit an intentional foul. It's another one of those so they can get into the penalty.
Smart foul there. You've got to try to extend the game.
Yeah, it's still close, but they're fighting that clock as much as the score right now.
And for Milwaukee, they're shooting very well right now, 52% in this fourth quarter. Drops the first one, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 5-point game.
And that makes it a 2-possession game now. Those could turn out to be vital free throws.
Paul kicks to Dudley. The tray gets the 3 to fall. Timeout called the Bucks. They're up by 2. 6 seconds left in the game. They need to stop the clock, so there's a foul. Cannot get the first one to drop. Tough one to miss. And the second of 2 is good. That makes it a 3-point lead. 5 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Here's Paul. So it's the Bucks who come out on top here. Clark, it was anybody's game right to the very end.
Yeah, it was. The coach is happy with the outcome. This team kept their emotions in check and got it done.
And now down to Doris Burke, who is courtside, standing by with our Jordan Player of the Game. Doris?
Well, Brandon, certainly a nice win, aided in large part by your ability to get your teammates involved. What is your primary focus?
Definitely just get my guys going a lot more and, try to be more of a playmaker. And, I enjoy, seeing, getting guys going and them making shots off my passes.
I think they enjoy it as well, Brandon. Great job. Guys, over to you.
Thank you, Doris, for that. And now for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. This is Kevin Harlan saying see you next time as we present our Jordan Player of the Game, Brandon Knight.